My parents divorced when I was 5, and we stayed with our mother. My mother, she was in bad shape for a long time. We knew mom was a drunk. We knew she was an alcoholic. She drank, she didn't hide it. So I saw a lot of manipulation and lies and deceit. My oldest brother was battling heroin addiction at the same time, so he's manipulating and lying and being deceitful. My other older brother's getting into his own trouble, not so much with drugs, but with the law. My sister's doing her own thing, and me and my younger brother, we were just left to do our own thing, 7, 8 years old at 10 o'clock at night across town on our bikes on a Tuesday, and we have to get up for school, and, mom didn't care. As long as we were out of her hair, everything was good. And we begged her to stop. We begged her to put the bottle down and choose life. And I was 15 when my mother passed. We then went with our father, and we stayed with him until we graduated high school and moved out on our own. I got a call at 1 a.m. from my younger brother that my oldest brother is dead on the street. My sister-in-law had walked in on my brother shooting heroin again. He had been clean for 10 years. They had the block caution taped off on Washington Avenue. They said he doesn't have any ID on him. We need somebody to look at him, and that was a tough thing for me to do, to go and have them pull the sheet from his face and look at him. That shattered me. My mom dying was one thing, but when a sibling dies, it's a totally different feeling. It's a totally different emotion, and that really rocked me to the core. And that's really when I started questioning God. Like, dude, where are you at? Where are you at? Why is this happening to me? Why does this keep happening to me? So yeah, that rocked me a little bit. My faith was non-existent. I'll be honest. It was non-existent at that time. I just tuned God out. I'm tuning you out, man. I can't keep dealing with the pain, and I can't keep dealing with the death of the ones closest to me. It was 20 years that I was addicted to something. I was always into something, starting from the age of 14. I was smoking weed, and I was if I couldn't get meth, I could get coke, and I was doing coke, and I was taking pills. And it was whatever I could get my hands on, really. I met my wife when I was 13 years old, and so she has known my family a long time, and she knows that addiction is very prominent in our family. And I knew this is going to be impossible for me to hide from her for too much longer. I wasn't worried about her and her feelings. I wasn't worried about my kids. I don't even remember what I said to her at this point anymore. It was something about, I'm unhappy and I'm going to move out. I sat many nights in my apartment, up for the third night in a row, just alone, feeling so alone because I was in a bad spot. I was in a really bad spot. Broke, lonely, tired, and I went that way for about 2 years. By then, I was out of money, so I sat in my apartment all weekend long, and that was the weekend my wife was like, just stay. Can you just stay home this weekend and actually think about what it is you want? I had no intention of doing that. My intention was to get high. She was the only one to come and tell me to my face, hey, you're messing up here. We're right here, and you're choosing to look away for drugs. I felt like I was almost dead. Like it was, what do I have? What's worth? I have nothing worthwhile. I was at the bottom. It was my rock bottom. So I finally kind of thought about what my wife had told me. She prayed. She prayed for me. She prayed for our marriage. She never stopped leaning on God. I felt her prayers, and I felt her her love for me, and I started praying. It was the first time I really turned to God and was like, okay, man, if you're here, right, and if you have a plan for me, you got to show me something, you know. And that's when I heard this voice, and it was like, you need to go home and you need to tell her exactly what it is you've been doing, and you need to go get help. And that's what I did. And that was the weekend where I found Jesus, and I allowed him, not just finding him, but allowing him into my heart and into my life, and listening, you know, listening to him, and that's when I found and finally believed, like, okay, all right, there is something, and it's Jesus, and I'm going his way. I now attend LCBC with my wife. So every Sunday we're there faithfully. I go there and I sing now, and I never sang, you know. And don't listen to me sing because it's not the greatest, but I go there and I sing, and I listen to the messages they're giving to us, and it helped bring my life back. You know, I walked away from my life for 2 years, the life I built with my wife and children, and we're at a much better spot now that Jesus has come into my life and our lives. You know, we keep him present in our home, and I just know that Jesus is real. I know that he loves me. He loves my family. He loves all of us. Without Jesus, it wouldn't have been possible. My name's Seth, and I am a life completely changed by Christ.